Inside this box is the most trafficked animal in the world, the strange and beautiful pangolin. And we're about to return it back into the wild in a secret location deep inside the jungle, so poachers can't find it. Because even though most people have never heard of pangolins, they're at the center of an international crime network, using them for all kinds of obscure potions and luxury goods. This has led to an unprecedented decline in their population, and urgent action is needed. So we sent Trishala from Planet Wild to Vietnam, where she made all kinds of new friends and went on an insane 24-hour odyssey into uncharted territory to save the last Asian pangolins from going extinct in the wild. We're Planet Wild. Welcome to Mission 22.
We're on our way now to Cuc Phuong National Park, going to see the pangolin. This is Cuc Phuong, the first national park in Vietnam, a vast 220,000 hectare wide protected area, and home to an incredible variety of flora and fauna, including this little guy. Oh my gosh. Hi. I'm also meeting Chien and his team from Save Vietnam's Wildlife. Chien grew up alongside these forests and dedicated his life to protecting Vietnam's wildlife. Now he's the head keeper at the rescue center here. Together with the national park, they are saving pangolins from traffickers and nurturing them back to health so they can get a second chance in the wild. And the team's work couldn't be more urgent. At least 2 pangolins would have been poached while you're watching this video. But what makes pangolins so special? Why are they the most trafficked mammal in the world?
So far, pangolins have survived at least 5 global extinction events, including that of the dinosaurs. This makes them living, walking fossils, with a lineage dating back some 80 million years. And while they might look like armadillos or anteaters, they're actually more closely related to cats. As the only mammal fully covered in scales, they occupy their own branch on the evolutionary tree. And one of the really fascinating traits of pangolins is their unique defense mechanism. When tigers, leopards, or lions attack, they curl up into this tight ball of keratin armor that keeps predators away. Ironically, the very thing that keeps them safe in the wild also makes them a target. Right now, 1 kilogram of pangolin scales sells for $3,000 on the black market. Additionally, their meat will be sold as a delicacy, their skin turned into luxury leather, and their blood used as a folk remedy, alongside so-called pangolin wine created by boiling a baby pangolin in rice wine. All of this is driven by strong international demand. In fact, the US and China are among the biggest markets for illegal pangolin trade.
Over 100,000 pangolins are poached from the wild every single year, and there's really no estimate of how many we have left. So to keep them safe from poachers, we need to step up our game. Not only do we need to prepare the pangolins for their new life in the jungle, we also need to get them to a place where no one can find them. A secret location that we can't even share with you. It requires us to go on a 16-hour-long drive and about 7 hours of hiking, all while carrying the pangolins in these wooden boxes, some of it in total darkness. The team are hoping to release 8 pangolins back into the wild. But before we can do that, all of them need to pass 3 crucial tests. Are they able to find food? Can they find their own sleeping spots? And finally, are they healthy enough to survive on their own? Some pangolins never make it into the wild though. But they find sanctuary here at the center and play a critical role for their whole species by helping Chien's team work with schools and the local communities to educate and change attitudes towards pangolins. But these 2 have a real chance at getting back into the wild.
This pangolin is the mom come from Hai Dương province.
And this is the pup, now already grown up.
When her mum was rescued and brought to Save Vietnam's Wildlife Center, they didn't know they were actually going to be saving 2 lives.
She gave birth here in the safety of the center and carried her little pango pup around on her tail everywhere she went. And yes, That's what they're actually called. So far, our little girl has never experienced a life without humans. And it's up to Mum and Chien to prepare her for the wild.
So we're on our way in the bus now. It's really, really dark. And everyone's kind of sleeping because it's about 10 p.m. already. And over here, casually, some pangolins in those boxes. And then we have Clemens. You finally get to see the cameraman. Anyway, I think we are gonna try and catch some sleep. Hey, Clemens? Almost 10 to 6 in the morning. Hi, guys. I barely slept last night. Pangolins didn't sleep either because they were scratching around. Well, they're nocturnal. Interesting sleeping companions.
But I can't complain too much because the journey for the pangolins in these boxes was much, much longer. After being rescued, they've had to go through months of quarantine and treatment before being moved
Here, to the semi-wild area, which is a stepping stone to being released.
So the semi-wild area is a part of jungle. The environment in here is 99% wild, so they can free to show off their behavior.
They monitor the pangolins here and make sure that they can find their own sleeping spots and feed themselves.
One way to help them hone their wild instincts is feeding them live food. That means
Let's go ant hunting.
the ants we are looking for actually build their nests up in the trees.
Looks like there's one up there. They sting.
Go.
Ooh. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Pangolins can eat up to 20,000 ants or termites a day,
Without pangolins, ant and termite populations would actually run rampant.
causing forest degradation and habitat loss for countless organisms. Just one pangolin can eat enough termites to protect over 40 acres of land, making them an important keystone species and earning them the name Guardians of the Forest.
Which is exactly why we need them here in the forest.
And this is where our community comes in. Because getting pangolins ready for release requires a serious amount of resources, time and care from Chien's team. And we have brought some of the things that are most needed. Sleeping boxes for animals freshly taken in, breeding enclosures to allow for more little pango pups to come into the world, and fully stocked vet cabinets for the necessary health checks and treatments that are happening right now. And all of this funded by the amazing Planet Wild community. And I'm so excited to share that we have just surpassed 10,000 members who are making missions like this possible. You, my friends, are simply incredible. And we're happy to report that all 8 pangolins passed the final exam. That means our fresh graduates are ready to be productive members of the ecosystem, to help keep the termite population in check, to aerate the forest soil in the process, and to help break down organic matter and balance the nutrient cycle as true guardians of the forest would. And they are almost there.
So things have gotten intense really quickly. So right now we're going to be looking for a spot, a path that we can start our hike to the release spot with. We're going to have the pangolins on our back, so we've got to make sure that the weather holds up. And right now the weather does not look like it's going to hold up, but if it rains, it's going to get really slippery. But if it's too hot, then the penguins are going to get stressed out. So right now is a sweet spot, so we need to go. It really is treacherous terrain. We're walking on these narrow ledges. Just make so Clemens makes it. There he is!
The team have identified a safe pangolin habitat that is super remote and hard to access. This also makes it very difficult to get there. Thankfully, we're being joined by a local forest protection force who know this forest inside out. Without them, this would be too dangerous.
And they're about to get their last human-fed meal before they head out into the big wide jungle world. But with every step we take, we seem to be getting deeper and deeper into the jungle.
We're waiting for the sun to set, as pangolins feel most comfortable in the dark. After an intense and exhausting day, the energy is different now. The significance of what we're doing has started to settle in. In each of these boxes, a little ancient creature is waiting for a new lease on life. This is crazy. We have to be very quiet as we open these boxes. We don't want to disturb them on their first steps to freedom. This is an incredibly special moment for the pup. Thanks to Chien's team, she has all the skills she needs to thrive in her natural habitat, on her own, for the very first time. Over the course of the night, all 8 pangolins were released in different locations.
How do you feel? Great. Amazing, yeah, it's happened every time. Too great.
As the team is heading back, our 8 graduates are exploring their new homes under the cover of night, away from our camera and any more human interference, as it should be. These beautiful creatures, as fascinating as they are to look at, they don't belong to us. They deserve their very own niche on this planet, as every living being does, integrated into their ecosystem, where they can thrive and play their important part. If you're wondering how you can help restore our planet, consider joining Planet Wild as a backer. Every month, we go on a mission to bring back endangered species, protect our oceans, and rewild entire landscapes. It's all community funded, and you can see your impact with your own eyes in monthly videos just like this one. And if you sign up in the next 30 days, you will still support our upcoming mission to protect lions in Kenya, where the invention of a young boy is changing an entire culture, helping humans and lions to peacefully coexist as neighbors. If you don't want to miss that, make sure to hit the bell. See you all again next month. Over and out.